Hey, this is Kenny from Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for viewing my channel. Please like and subscribe. I sincerely appreciate that. In this video, I'm going to reveal my top 10 favorite Smokey Robinson songs. The songs that Smokey Robinson performed either with Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, or a solo act. I think these are the greatest of the Smokey Robinson song. Now, this is purely subjective. We all have our personal opinions in terms of what great music sounds like. You know, it hits us in our minds and hearts in different ways, but these are just mine. You can leave yours in the comment section below, but I think these are the greatest, at least in terms of, at least my personal opinion anyway. A lot of people forget how prolific Smokey, before I get to his top 10, a lot of people forget how prolific Smokey Robinson was as a songwriter. He was just, he was one of the best of all time. And a lot of people do not realize that. A lot of the hype and attention goes to, at least in the 60s anyway, goes to Burt Bacharach and Hal David, and deservedly so. I mean, all the hits they wrote for Dionne Warwick, they were a hit writing machine. Burt Bacharach and Hal David. There's no doubt about that. There's no denying that. And then Lennon and McCartney. Paul McCartney and John Lennon were absolutely prolific and transcendent as songwriters, amongst the best of all time. There's no doubt about that either. But Smokey Robinson should be part of the conversation. All the hits that he wrote, not only for himself and the hits that he performed for the groups that he was part of. I mean, he did hits for the Temptations, the hit "Get Ready." Either he was a contributing writer or a main writer on a lot of the Motown hits during that era. And he was just as important as a contributor to Motown than anybody at Motown during their entire history. The hit "Get Ready" by the Temptations, that was a Smokey Robinson song. Like I said, either he was a contributor or a main writer in some of the songs I'm going to list. I'm just give you 5 songs that he was a contributor on. "My Guy" by Mary Wells was a Smokey Robinson song. "You Beat Me to the Punch" by Mary Wells was a Smokey Robinson song. "Two Lovers" by Mary Wells was a Smokey Robinson song. "Don't Mess with Bill" by the Marvelettes, that great hit. A lot of great hits were written by Smokey Robinson, and he doesn't get the hype and credit that he deserves. Before I get to my top 10 favorite Smokey Robinson songs, I'm quickly show you the Smokey Robinson albums I have, or Smokey Robinson and Miracle songs I have. It's not a lot of them, but I'm going to quickly go through these. This is at Make It Happen album, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. One of my favorite Smokey Robinson albums, Going to a Go-Go. Will that song be in my top 10? Stick around to see. This one, and these albums aren't in any particular order. This one's called Pure Smokey. There's another one called Smokey. Sorry for the glare. Quiet Storm. It's a beautiful song, by the way. Way We A Go-Go. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. This is a 1957-1972 Smokey Robinson and Miracles hits album. Smokey Robinson and Miracles 4 in Blue. And I'm telling you, Motown put out some amazing albums, transcendent, fabulous, groundbreaking albums that will stay in a soundtrack of our lives, at least mine, forever. And this is the last one, the anthology. I also have a greatest hits in my collection as well. And also, before I get to my top 10, I'll give a shout out to the Miracles, because they kept on going without Smokey Robinson after he went solo. He, I think, temporarily retired, then started a solo career. This is Miracles' greatest hits. And their Do It Baby album by the Miracles as well. This is a good album, by the way. Now I'm gonna refer to my notes and get to my top favorite 10. But I'm gonna tell you some songs. This shows how prolific Smokey Robinson was as a songwriter. This group of songs I'm gonna give you are not part of my top 10. And like I said, I'm referring to my notes. Two Lovers is not part of my top 10. Shop Around, not part of my top 10. You Really Got a Hold on Me is not part of my top 10. Second That Emotion is not part of my top 10. There's a very popular one. It's called Cruisin'. That was, I believe, a 70s hit by Robinson. Might be one of his biggest hits of all time. It's not, if not the biggest. Cruisin' is not part of my top 10. Being With You is not part of my top 10. Mickey's Monkey did not make my top 10. I think I mentioned Shop Around, and Tracks of My Tears did not make my top 10. But this is my top 10, and they're not in any particular order, although the last song on this list is what I think is the greatest Smokey Robinson song, the best in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to start from the bottom, go to the top. Like I said, these aren't in particular order, but the last one is my favorite one. The one I think is best. From 1969, that great song has just this mellow groove and vibe to it. Here We Go Again. That was issued in 1969. Baby, Baby, Don't Cry. I remember that when it came out, because I had one of my older brother who I had to room with when I was a child. He used to buy all these records, so I was familiar with these songs. We used to hear them on the radio. But Baby, Baby, Don't Cry from 1968 made my list. More Love from 1967 was a great song. The Agony and Ecstasy, More Love was 1967. The Agony and the Ecstasy from 1975, that was a cool song. If You Can't Want, 1968. And again, these are all Smokey Robinson songs as a solo artist and with the Miracles. Ooo Baby Baby from 1965 definitely makes my list. Baby Come Close, 1973, Smokey Robinson and the solo act. 1967, Tears of a Clown. Now that song, I believe Stevie Wonder was a contributor on that song. And I think he wrote the instrumental track, believe it or not, to Tears of a Clown. The great Stevie Wonder. Shows how prolific he was. And that was at a young age, too, for Stevie Wonder. That's 1967. Okay, these next two are my top two. Going to a Go-Go from 1965. Now, the greatest Stevie Wonder song of all time, in my opinion, is from 1975. And that is the song Quiet Storm. That just has a mellow groove to it, almost like a smooth jazz to it. Jazz feel to it. It's just a fabulous vibe and groove, and his smooth, silky vocals on that song are just simply fantabulous. Quiet Storm is the greatest Smokey Robinson song of all time, in my opinion. But please leave some of your favorite Smokey Robinson songs in the comment section below. That would be cool. Like I said, Smokey Robinson doesn't get the hype and the attention he deserves as a performer and as a songwriter. Me and my wife saw him perform, maybe 3-4 years ago here in California. And to this day, he puts on a great show. But like I said, he doesn't get the props he deserves from a historical point of view as a performer and a songwriter. Just an amazing, talented artist, Smokey Robinson. Please leave your top 10 or favorite Smokey Robinson songs in the comment section below. Thank you very much for viewing my video. God bless, strong love, and keep the peace worldwide.